What is up, legends? We are back, and first video of the week. CZN dropped notes last night. I didn't even see it, but I did see that there was a thing that popped up. So first thing in the morning now. It's 5 o'clock in the morning right now. And for whatever reason, I'm up because I'm probably gonna go shovel. That's fun. As we conclude season 1, prepare to launch season 2. Chaos Zero Nightmare developer team is gearing up for a new leap forward, a wide range of gameplay experiences and feedback for our Protos to have served as an important foundation and shaping our plans for season 2. And the developer note, we like to outline major balance adjustments that will be applied. Here come nerfs alongside season 2 to meet the expectations of Protos and who have been waiting a long time for these changes. I have, because all I do is log in, do my dailies, and log out now. Because I know they're going to be changing and stuff, so I just don't even want to learn anything else until they change it. As this core update that affects the overall season 2 gameplay experience will address the prior detailing specifics and game balance adjustment. These adjustments outline the balance adjustments notice are subject to change at the time of the actual update. Detailed values for improvements will be updated in future developer note. Cool. Save data rules. Dag, we just going right into it. All right. I have my own opinion. I'm gonna save it for the end. We have identified the current calculation method. Paint memories include several intuitive elements that have caused inconvenience for Protos. Okay. Since the disclosure of storage rules, some improvements have been made, such as allowing faint memories to be checked during runs. However, we determined that these adjustments alone were not sufficient to resolve the underlying issue. I know what the issue is. I'm gonna have to say it right after this. Under the previous rules, accurate calculations require. Let's get out of here, Raid. We believe that experiences disrupt the immersion, like that just did, in the game itself and distract from the overall enjoyment of play. To reduce the burden Protos face when managing saved data. Wow. To reduce the burden Protos face when managing saved data and allow greater focus on in-game choices experience, we are revising the save data storage rules in a more intuitive direction. These changes to the storage rules will be applied alongside season 2 update, which is one of the reasons why I'm not playing right now, and can be reviewed in game through the help section. Cool. Change background direction. Under previous rules, the value of save data could vary even when the final result was the same, depending on specific gameplay path taken. As a result, a form of optimal play of birds even before entering chaos, dictating the order and methods in which the elements needed are required. That's on y'all right there. In this environment, unexpected choices, experiences, and often became the sources of calculation-driven stress rather than enjoyment. To address this, a new rule shift for save data values from the process based on result base. Okay. With this change, save data will be calculated more intuitive manner, allow players to focus on the gameplay itself rather than the burden of managing and optimizing underlying the process. Clap. I don't want to clap right now because my hands hurt, but clap. My hands hurt from last night. I was shoveling. Like, I gotta go do it again because now they shoveled out the snow. So we gotta make sure our cars are not blocked in, all that fun stuff. But I would clap, but and like head clap. That sounds dirty somehow. But anyway, clap. All right, so real quick on this. Part of the problem, before I even read further and even look down there at that, is that it takes 40 minutes to an hour to go through a run. And the issue with that is you can do all of that and not get what you want out of all that, and you can do that all day. You can do that for multiple days before you finally get the deck and the stuff that you want. I get that they want to have roguelike and everything else like that, but that causes fatigue. And then there's an overload and choice fatigue, which comes like the game is a little bit convoluted when it comes to that when you go. So hopefully what they're about to say is going to rectify that. If they don't rectify that, this is still, no matter what they do right here, even though I haven't even read it, it's not going to matter. It's going to be choice fatigue. And then the fact that it takes 40 minutes to an hour to go through a run. If you do that over and over again, no matter what, that's why everybody's burned out. Me, I'm burned out. I'm just being 100%. I don't hate the game. I don't dislike it. I want to do videos on it, but I'm burned out because I don't want to do 40 minutes to an hour runs and then it just be worth nothing. You get like a little bit of credits and then that's it. I think they have to do something about that. That's the underlying problem right now. You can't have that many wasted runs like that where we're just, okay, well, we'll just get some credits and we'll try again later. There should be a cumulative effect that if you keep doing it, that you basically get to make your deck at that point. That's what really should happen at the end of the day, because you could almost infinitely do it and still not get the actual deck that you want. And that's just not fun. That's not focusing on gameplay. It should get to the point where you just, you know what, I've done so much of this. You should be able to just combine your decks and say, hey, like that's where the deck editor thing or like the save data edit should come in, where you've done so much that you can just put, like you have 10 completed runs, you can put them all together and say, hey, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I don't want this, and then you have your deck. That's how you fix that. That's how you make it worth doing all of that, because say 10 runs, that's 10 hours estimate, but that's close to 10 hours and maybe 8. But you mean to tell me like the 10 hours of your life is wasted? Like that's how you fix that. I helped you out. That was right there. That's straight up how you fix it. Save data will be calculated based off of additional elements acquired beyond the base save data, consisting of 8 cards made of unique obtainable starting cards, epiphany cards. Okay. Neutral cards are calculated as a fixed value regardless of whether epiphany or has been applied. That's cool. Divine epiphany will continue to be calculated at 20 points, unchanged from before. Monster cards are categorized as common, rare, and legendary based on their tier of effects. With this, each tier value is 20, 50, 80 points respectively. Points awarded for each duplicate will be changed from 0, 10 to 30, 0, 0, 40. I might have to say something about this too. Removing cards other than starting cards does not grant points. Each remove starting card value at 20 points. Removing, transforming a card is treated as a removal. Was that like that before? I don't remember. Could you just do it and then not cost you points? Or you would bring it back and it would cost less points, which that's convoluted too. Limits will be added in removal duplication per save data. Duplications is limited to a maximum 4 times, and removal is limited to a maximum 5 times. The purpose of these rule changes is to preserve the existing gameplay experience as much as possible, while allowing players to understand save data value intuitively without complex calculations. Even after Season 2 update, systems related to faint memories will continue to be refined. We remain committed to delivering a smoother and more immersive gameplay experience. All right, so I got something to say about this. All of these changes right here are cool and everything. It's all laid out, but it's still not getting rid of the underlying problem. This is choice fatigue right here. Choice fatigue is still going to sit here. You're trying to go have fun and have gameplay, and then you have a card that pops up and you see, like, you get a legendary card. You can't even be happy about it because it's 80 damn points and you're already at 70 and you got a 140 cap. So you got lucky and got the legendary piece, but you can't use it because it's going to get rid of a card. That's not fun. It's just not fun. Like, nobody, you see when people are making decks, nobody uses the monster cards because you got to be strictly on points. So in order to fix that, either lower the points of the monster cards, like they can still be costing. I would make that 10, 20, and like 30. To be honest with you, it don't need to be 80. What the hell? Nobody's gonna use it. It's like no fun allowed. You're just gonna have a whole deck with just standard cards and a monster card. That's BS. Nobody gonna do that. Like I'm me sitting in here because I'm making a game. I look at choices other games make, and I'm like, you just don't want anybody to have fun. Like, the point is to have fun and encourage people to play your game. Even with these changes the way they are, it doesn't encourage people to play your game. It encourages people to just do what they've been doing the whole time. Even when you did all of this, you probably sat in a meeting and came up with this, and people are still going to do the same thing because it's not encouraging people to have fun. I like me as, I don't know, maybe it's because I've been doing this for so long and that I literally have been here from the start of the gaming age, that I see stuff like this and I'm like, why would you do this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I feel this is not addressing the fact that it is choice fatigue, and that you're not encouraging people to actually engage with the system. You're encouraging people to not engage with the system. This just isn't helping. So let's go down. All right, balance changes. Chaos Zero Nightmare is designed to deliver combat experiences in which combatant fulfills a distinct role, and where different deck building experiences and strategic discoveries emerge on the run based off choice of combination. And again, the previous changes don't help that, because we're just gonna go. I'm ignoring all of that and still going to do what I was doing before because it's not encouraged. And that's my issue with that, is that I'm not encouraged to use a monster card. I see a monster card, I'm deleting it. Like, I'm not encouraged to go after like maybe like a neutral deck and then bring things in, and but like, you're just not encouraged. It's not enough points for that. Like, to take things out and stuff like that, which is why people do smaller decks and they make their whole deck built around the epiphany on just a few cards and everything else, and then you're like, that ain't fun either. I think that's lame. Like, what's the whole point of having all these cards in the game if you got a 5-deck card, a 5-deck build on the character, because the system doesn't encourage you to use anything else. However, during the Galactic Disaster Season 1, certain combatant, oh boy, I know where this is going. I already see it down there. Combinations became overly fixed, leading to a style of deck building repeatedly pushed players towards near optimal answers, which is almost impossible to do. This diminished motivation of Protos seeking more varied experiences and resulting in a rigid combat meta. Based on these observations, Season 2 introduces a series of improvements and adjustments aimed at strategic options, allowing Protos to enjoy combat and a fresher, more dynamic environment. I'm going to go back to the top again. That happened, and the reason why they're going to change Tressa and Cassius is because the game doesn't encourage you, again, back up to this point system up top that they didn't actually fix. That's what made Tressa and Cassius work like that. Those decks are really specific, and they shrunk it down because you just didn't need to do anything else, and it just worked like that. Just get like infinite cards and not have to worry about the BS of being locked into a. The major adjustments will proceed across the following key directions: combat and rework, combat and improvements, partner improvements, memory fragment improvements, and adjustments to select equipment and common cards. It don't matter if we can't use the damn cards, but the first adjustments we'd like to cover are for Tressa and Cassius. These two combatants demonstrate extremely powerful synergy. And sat at the center of Season 1 combat meta, their impact was so strong in many cases there were little reason to consider alternative options, which led to a more concentrated and obscure combat. I just ignored they exist. I refuse. The depth of which Protos analyze and utilize the two combatants in their own ways left a strong impression on the development team as well. However, reviewed against the game's core direction and encouraging diverse combat experiences combinations, we concluded that their overall influence had reached a level of constrained strategic choice. According, these adjustments have been prepared with a goal of restoring meta diversity while preserving the feel of play that metas currently enjoy. They essentially broke the game. They just was doing too much. Above all, we prioritized maintaining the core appeal, practical value of defined Tressa and Cassius gameplay. First, we'll walk you through the changes of Tressa. Tressa is designed as a psionic combat who generates Shadow Dagger cards to unleash consecutive attacks while applying continuous. They're going to limit her. All right, before I even read it. However, under the current structure, each application agony stacks an individual debuff. This results in the overly cluttered monster display. It's difficult to intuitively understand how effect was actually functioning. With the adjustment, we will improve the readability by reworking how agony operates. That is a nerf to agony across the board, and I'm mad. I ain't even read it yet, and I already know what's about to happen. And I'm mad y'all made that happen. With the adjustment, we will improve the readability. Agony operates, making the behavior more intuitive and allowing Tressa to use agony in a new way. Agony effect mechanics applied to new debuff. Target each time agony is inflicted. At the end of the turn, agony debuff deals damage and reduces stack by 1. After agony applied by the caster is stacked as a single debuff. And that's a nerf. At the end of the turn, the damage is dealt based on the number of agony stacks, and the stack reduced by half. The number of damage count that is a nerf massively. It annoys me because I was using the agony on other characters. Agony continuous at the end of the turn, the dot equal to 50% of the amount of agony on the effect reduced by 1 at the end of the turn. On after, deal fixed dot damage equal to 50% of the amount of agony and on the effect. All of this is a nerf, including the max stacks of 20 is a nerf, because I believe it could go higher than that if I remember correctly. Shadow Dagger. Now it does 80 damage and it only does 1 agony. Advanced Shadow Dagger. It kept the. Oh, it has exhaust on it now, and you can't retrieve it. Yikes. 2 agony damage, 10% amount of each agony. Okay. Shadow Dagger got nerfed by 1. I am so glad I didn't build this character. She ain't never get cost. The cost went down on this across the board. Reload Epiphany. It made it 0, and it gave her a bigger heal, and it only creates 1 dagger. Shadow Reload right here. She got gutted. Oh, okay. Vital attack though. It gave 2 to 6 agony. That's a buff for it. Curse Gorge activates the unit's agony applied to the target. No weaken. Exhaust 2. That means you get to exhaust it twice. Okay. On the Shadow Reload Epiphany 5. With agony now stacking a single debuff, its stacking consumption behavior will be adjusted to be more intuitive. Nerfed. You can say intuitive all you want. That's called nerfed. Y'all just not using the term because you know how people don't like that. But this change is intended to provide a clear damage expectation based on the number of agony stacks. Additionally, to clarify how the agony stacks are managed under the mechanic, the maximum number of agony stacks will be set to 20. Accordingly, the agony tooltip will be updated to shown table below. Even me not having that character, I used to be able to get agony stacks pretty high and like decimate something if I had like 3 characters that had like agony weapons. So that's a direct nerf to that. Kind of annoying. with the added agony stacks and the agony values, the Shadow Dagger be adjusted for Tressa from reaching a stack limit too quickly and suffering a loss of expected damage output. To compensate, the base damage amount will be increased, improving the overall usability. So she'll just be like a direct damager more so. That might actually be really good though. So, you never know. In addition to the effective advanced dagger, which previously saw low usage to field related issues, we revamped the better synergies with updated agony mechanics. Unsheathed. As the change reduction method increases the strategic value of 1 agony, certain Epiphany unsheathed daggers will be adjusted accordingly. Yeah, I'm already over this. Like, I never used the character to begin with, but the whole status being changed like that is crazy. All right, Cassius is about to be interesting. Next, we'll take a closer look on the changes to Cassius. Cassius is designed to be a control combatant who completes four unique types of quests, provided a wide range of buffs to allies. Each quest offers a situational choice, creating a combat experience that emphasizes flexible decision making and adaptive gameplay on battle states. However, we observed that certain quest rewards were functioning. Why don't you just say like chores or something? Like quest is weird. As an overly powerful option relative to completing difficulty. Establish what y'all nerfing. Let's just go down. On quest change mechanics, when the conditions are met during battle, generate a quest card. When the conditions are met during the 80% fixed healing 3 times per turn. Quest card is excluded from the criteria. That makes him a little bit more of a healer. All right, so we had to change over the damage to each card. Turn 40% damage amount or attack max 4 times, so that's a nerf. Damage to each card turn. Then you have exhaust over here, max 4 times. That's nerf. Can't do it forever. Well, you might be able to get around it if you can get. No, it's the same thing. The same thing. Can you have 111, 000, or 111? There might be a way to get around that and still get a lot of turns, but you won't have infinite. 111 heal 90%. That went up to 150. That is a lot. And power to that's a lot. So he's just straight up gonna be a better healer. Full house, decrease stress by ally by 2, and then full house, off the I guess the next one, draw retain, is stress by 3. That's cool. Dice trick, reduce morale by 1. Decrease the cost on completed quests. Okay, that's good. The cost is still 2. Reduce the morale for 1 turn. Okay, on dice trick epiphany. All of this just seems like it's just like this is what's important right here. These limits stops him from infinitely just throwing cards. Cassius' quest has been revised upon completing. The healing effect will be granted, improving the party's sustained number of quests. I might actually use him like this because now he's actually a healer that can actually keep people alive a little bit. That might be ouch. That might be a little bit fun. Hit the desk. This adjustment will preserve Cassius' core, engage in combat, experience progressing through the different quests while preventing a certain low difficulty quests from dominating overall gameplay. Infinite cards. He was Yu-Gi-Oh! Like on Weevil saying draw overkilling people. Draw monster card. Draw monster card. Draw. It's not your lucky day. Monster card. That is the funniest thing ever. While some epiphanies function as dominant choices due excessively high efficiency, the base cards and certain epiphanies have shown limited usability. With this adjustment, the new effects will be added across the card set to improve the overall feel. Selected epiphany effects will be aligned with revised quest. Okay. As compensation, save data for the resulting new item, flash of possibility. What the heck is that? Flash of possibility is consumable currency used on completed save data, allows you to designate a card that received a unique epiphany and directly select applied. Ooh. I'm just gonna go in and fix some decks. Give a lot of this. However, certain divine epiphanies cannot be granted due to the card's type or cost. Available options will be displayed that the divine epiphany will remove. Yikes. Through this feature, we aim to support strategic reconfiguring existing save data to better align with devised expectations. Starting with rewards from this balance pass possibility will also become available in-game reward going forward. Through this, we plan to gradually reduce the chaos-related fatigue that arises when you carefully selected the process. That's cool. In addition, Tressa and Cassius, who are subject to these adjustments, Protos will no longer wish to continue developing using them updated specific growth reset to reclaim the growth rewards invested in them. That's nice of them. So you can get all your stuff back. I never built them, so I don't got nothing to get back. But development team highest priority is preserving the gameplay experience, the core values of Protos. We continue to approach updates and principle firmly at the core. Okay. Combat improvements. Secondly, we'll cover improvements to select combatants, adjusting made commands for healing capabilities, overall usability as controllers. Y'all better not buff Mika, dog. In addition, balance improvements of playing commands not mentioned. Developer note, however, due to the value of change is unavoidable to omit some details at the time. Okay, let's see what we got going on. Counterattack. Damage amount dealt when an attack fully blocked by a shield will be increased. Okay. So when you counterattack and you hit a shield, it's just going to go up. That's pretty good. That's going to be a buff for the new character coming in too. Nia getting a buff. Decibel, the healing equal to will be added at the default effect. Okay. The stack limit will be increased, and the effect now triggers based off the number of stacks. That's actually really good. I like elasticity on her. Decibel gain will be increased. Okay. And effect grants, so that will be added. Okay. Nia specializes supporting allies with rapid deck cycling and with completed save data. For her relatively weak healing capabilities have caused her to underperform in chaos play. To address this, healing will be added. The default effect of decibel and the stack limit be increased. Okay. I knew Orlea was going to get buffed because that's the dev's favorite, the lead dev actually. Ray, critical chance increase effect will be off of healing, increased expellability, capability of healing increase. Ray has received unique cards built in healing effects, causing her to rely heavily on ego manifestation stage 2, yes, for party sustain. With this adjustment, the overall healing provided by snack time, it will be increased. And the previously low impact basic cards will be changed to damage based recovery effect, allowing Ray to contribute more effectively party sustain. Cool. Orlea, all right, see how she changed. She's one of my favorite. Base card composition. The base card composition will be changed to 2 basic cards and 1 basic card, basic attack skills. Generate creations will be increased. The values of the creations will be increased. The healing will be increased. Will of White, ooh, that is actually big, will be reduced by 1. Orlea's base card set up differ from the other controller combatants as it consisted of 2 attack cards resulting in a lower party sustain. In early stages of chaos, to address this, the base card composition will be adjusted and the probability of generating creations basic will be increased, improving both early game experience and overall feel. Orlea has been underperforming in meta due to usability of a cool creation. You just had to you kind of had to tailor her deck basically and get rid of some of the stuff to make her more of a healer, so that actually helps her. Haru damage will be increased. Damn, they are increasing that. The cost of anchor shot will no longer increase. They are increasing that. Wow. Haru's combatant will specialize repeatedly using the anchor shot to enhance her cards and take down single target targets with her upgraded anchor shot. However, he was underperforming in current combat meta. To address the base damage the anchor shot increased. In addition, the cost effect of way anchor will be removed, improving the overall feel of anchor shot and enhancing the effect of ego manifestation too. Like if you even have that, she need more devs. Just saying. Yuki, flash, increased damage on trickery strike. First of all, flash slash getting increased damage. Wow. Damage amount will be increased. The single target damage focus will be added to low pick rate epiphanies. That's interesting. Freezing blade damage will be increased. I'm just gonna keep her the same way that she is. Like, she worked fine for me. She's an AoE unit. Use her as an AoE unit. Yuki has been frequently used in many compositions thanks to her appealing, fast, on-pace playstyle, but she tended to be underperformed meta due to its insufficient data output. To address this, damage across her cards has been increased, and single target, y'all buffing Chizaru. I just seen it. Single target damage focused effects will be added to low pick epiphanies, improving Yuki's usability even in encounters of single enemies. Like, wow, okay. Chizaru, karmic flames. The effect triggered when used and inflicted karmic shackles have been enhanced. The cost of certain epiphanies are reduced. Does she even have high cost epiphanies? Huh? Inhibit. It will become possible to gain AP through the user's own cards and continuous effects. Wow. Wow. Wasn't that the whole point of her? Bound by dust in this base state, the cost of 2 cards will be reduced. What? All right. Damage cost increased. Effects will be enhanced. The usability of low pick rate epiphanies will be improved. Okay. Oni Hunt getting the damage buff? Oni Hunt? Oni Hunt. Damage will be increased to Shadow of Moon. Shadow of Moon cards in the same pile now stack, even when they are in the graveyard or draw pile. Wow, okay. Moonlight of High Tide, damage will be increased. Zoro design deals powerful single target damage by levering unique effects such as Hemet Bind and Shackles. However, the constraint tied on unique keywords have increased the operational difficulty limited to build diversity. I mean, she had a lot of diversity, but okay. With this improvement, some restrictions of Zoro exclusive mechanics will be eased, and the damage amount of Shadow Moon will be increased, allowing Zoro to perform effectively in current meta. I mean, I'm like, wow. Oni Hunt got buffed though? Okay. Calliope, damage amount upward slash when potential is not applied will be increased. I don't know anything about her because I've never had her. So both damage and the shield gain, certain epiphanies will be increased. And okay, Calliope has widely used and builds certain around vulture ejection, particularly in lower difficulty chaos. Yeah, she fell off hard. People was like, reroll Calliope. I'm like, who? What does she do? And I looked at it, I was like, nah. So this will probably bring her back up. Magna. Adjustment direction, damage will be increased. Shield gain on Icefall will be increased. That's nice. Magna was designed to be a reactive damage combatant who delivers powerful counterattacks to enemies, but has been underperforming in certain content. It's because she takes too long to get ramped. Like, she needs a card that has just automatically initiates her counter attack stats in the beginning. You don't even have to do it. Like, you just get it. Initiate it pop out, bam, you in there. Then you can worry about everything else. She got to do that, and then you got to build a shield with Icefall, and then you start getting, that's 3 steps. So that's like it. And if you're unlucky, that's 3 turns before she actually gets to do what she needs to do and be useful. Like, in hindsight, I can just do that first round with Amir. Amir don't gotta do that. I could just do that first round. Amir's a 4-star. She's a 5-star. So that's where Magna falls off. Hugo, an initiation effect will be added to this, but they said Hugo is OP. We ain't doing nothing for him. Previously relied on hunting instinct at the very start of combat as a dominant strategy, which resulted in heavy reliance on specific epiphanies. Yes, which is the same thing like with Magna. So why didn't you do it with Magna? with this improvement, an initiation effect will be added to hunting instinct epiphanies, resulting in reliance on single option, improving the usability of wider range build choices. Again, I don't have him either, but I watched Zot use him, and that's like, it's the next character. It's the next character. You got that meme when the dude's rubbing his head? That's me right now. Ren, as darkness, Ren is like that too. As darkness stands to certain epiphanies, but they did it. It's the next two characters, dog. Like, how do you just ignore? I'm about to rage out. Damage amount increases the effects. Will be increased. Increase or card hit. Ren previously lost darkness stance acquisition. Oh, they just kind of they get it. They get it. That's it. Nobody else is getting the buff. Wow. In addition to damage increase effects, and dark mist inner art will be enhanced. The dark hit count, dark mist art will be removed, increasing Lynn's potential damage but she'll just stay in her stance longer. Following these adjustments, the Overwatch team will continue to monitor underutilized combatants and epiphanies and will remain committed to creating diverse combat where combatants can shine. Granted, Amir don't need a buff. Amir don't need a buff. Ray don't need. Mika don't need a buff. So Serenio definitely don't need a buff. The third adjustment is focusing on partner egos. Okay, so who getting Asteria? Of course, she getting 40% of extra damage. Let's speed this up. Westmacott. They're lowering the cost on her too, and then she could draw 2 assigned cards. Suku. Lowering the cost on it, and she can she's just lowering the cost. That's cool. Memory fragments adjustment. Orb of inhibition set. So this got a buff to 30%. Wood cards hit 2 or more times. Are you gonna still? That's still enough to break out 2/2/2. I don't know. Instinctive growth. When there are 3 or more cards in the hand, increase the damage. Bring it down to 2. Spark of passion. Right here, max 1 stack. When the card upgraded user, increase the damage of passion cards. This is not going to make people break 2/2/2. The developer team is carefully considered the balance between 2 set bonuses and 4 set bonuses situation. This is not going to change anything. Just to let you guys know, devs. You have to fundamentally change how all this works, because the 2 sets allow us to get stat variety. So what you should do if you want to make this usable, the reason why we do that is like we're getting attack, we're getting crit damage, we're getting crit percent or defense or HP. We're addressing stat values that outweigh all of this. They just outweigh all of this. It doesn't matter how much you make this, it's going to outweigh that, because we're going after stat values. You have to put the stat values on the 4 sets. You don't have to take it away from the 2, but you have to put better stuff on the 4. So say like if you have if you're using the darkness unit, extra 12 or 12, like extra 12% crit. That's how you do that. That's how you get people out to do that. Or you're using a dark unit, you can get extra cards or something like that. For instinctive growth, like right here, whatever predominantly is like, okay, instinctive growth, if it's like, a certain type of thing, they get extra shield. But like 30% extra shield, instinctive growth, if it works or something like that, that'd be like a set piece for like a tank or something like that. That'd be kind of useful. 30% extra shield is big on a tank. You may want to put out, hell, 40% extra shield is big. That will make people go out there, damn, I want that shield. That's crazy. Give me that extra shield. Passion damage, like equal to the card. Nobody cares. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody cares. I'm just putting it out there. They're gonna still go after the crit and the crit damage and everything else like that. Make that crit damage for the passion units. Now you got something like 30 to 40% extra crit damage. Like now you got something that will make that, like y'all being too light with it. Nobody's gonna care about this. You got to swing for the fences, dog. Equipment and common cards. Lastly, are we at the bottom? I can't tell. Lastly, certain equipment and common cards that appear in chaos will be adjusted to prevent the homogenization of gameplay. Okay, brainwave. Let's just go down. Psionic combat suit. I never use either one of these cards. When you draw a card, 5 times per turn. Oh, so that limits how much this would do. Was this being used with Cassius? I think it was. On card exhaust, gain fixed shield on exhaust 5 times per turn. Yeah, this is the stop it from being above. Like I used to do it, but I would just be like out of there. It would allow you to cheese higher level content and basically become immortal. But this is a direct nerf from all that. They're basically telling us to get good at this point. Wanderers of the Void. I used to use that. Why do you exhaust to this? Was it that OP? Tactical action. Yeah, all of this is nerfs. They nerfed Rally? How could you? Rally was not busted, yo. That's the only thing that hurt my feelings this entire Rally was not busted, yo. That means you can only rally twice, and then it's out of here. You couldn't even have that many rally, brother. That actually hurts my feelings. I'm just not going to use rally. Rally was such a good situational card because it would lower the attack count basically, and then you would be like, oh, this was unnecessary. This was really unnecessary. What game are y'all playing? Why would you nerf like a strategic card that is just like that? You're like playing Chaos Zero Nightmare with Rally. That's the whole point. I'm so mad, yo, at you, Cassius and Tressa Mains, because that's why they're doing this. Just ruined everything. Through this adjustment, we aim to mitigate the situations where specific equipment or cards function overwhelmingly dominant. I disagree with Riley 100%. Additionally, due to the changes in monster cards, saving the rules under updated data, existing monster cards will have their rarity reclassified from unique to common and legendary. And the effects of these cards remain unchanged. Damn, Shy Gardner got changed to a common. Wasn't he always a common? Maybe he was. I don't know which ones were what anyway, so I can't. I ain't never had Duohana Dominion, so when 80 cost cards that you will never use anyway. Spirit Keyfox. Finally over. With this season, the balance patch, we hope Protos will explore a wider variety of strategies and enjoy new content, starting with this adjustment that will continue to monitor. Redo, like, put Rally back, because that was ridiculous. There's no reason for that. Or make it exhaust 3. Why that 2? Why? Like, you can only rally twice in a fight? Get out of here, yo. That means you have to have 2 rallies in the deck. You're gonna spend 40 points on Rally? I expected this. I didn't expect the Rally thing. I don't like. And the fact that they still don't understand that this is limiting how much fun you can actually have with the game. Right here, I understand that you want decks to cost a certain thing, so forth, Yeah, for one, you had to find a way that in the current way the game is right now, we can't actively go much higher. Maybe you get like 160, but 170 or 180 with the way that the game currently is, if you don't raise the caps, we're not going to be able to do that. Who's going to survive through like a T18 map besides a whale? That's not fun for the rest of the community. That's like maybe 5 to 10% of the community that maybe be able to do that. Everybody else is going to be sitting there looking at this system saying it sucks. So, we need our cap raised, and we need the cost of all this. Like, this is just that nobody's going to use monster cards. That needs to be 10, 20, and 30. Just straight up. Like 80? 80. That just means you just didn't do anything with the rest of your deck and got a monster card. Who the hell gonna do that? I'll catch you guys next video. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love everybody who stops by. You guys always make my day with your comments. It's always funny and whimsical and gives me a reason to keep going. So be legendary, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.